Hey Buddy Fighters, today we are here to talk about Buddy Fight Ace, its characters, and we have the new Legend Dragons used by Alec from Booster Set 5 coming up for Ace, so want to talk about that, and also we have more information on Hikaru because it's on the Japanese Buddy Fight website, it's even the logo right there, and Freedom Duo and some other people translate it, so we know pretty much a good amount about Gao. What's weird to me is that there isn't one for Ranma, so far, we haven't seen any kind of Lost World support in Set 5 at all, and I don't think we're going to get that for a while. So if you hate Lost World, then rejoice. That's not going to be getting too much support for a while from what we've seen. And again, crossovers are still coming. So anyways, we got Guardians World Night. We skip over that. Oh, there's Gao. So we know he's in the manga, and I believe his future buddy. I'll link his Twitter if you want to see. He's been posting random stuff from Koro and the Ace manga continuation for the manga. So we have Mikado Gao here. Gao Mikado. I'm so used to Gao Mikado because of the dub. Anyways, Buddy, Thunder Empire Warlord, Balabot's Dragon Royale. Of course, he's got the overthrow from the new Thunder Empire versus Chaos set. So he's Yuga's father, a legendary buddy fighter, and came back from traveling around the world requesting a match against Yuga. So apparently he came from the U.S. He likes did he have was it a fedora? I don't know. Anyways, he did some crazy stuff, and there's like a really funny scene in the manga, so you can probably find that on Buddy Future's Twitter, or I'll put it up now, I don't know. But yeah, of course we have Balbots, the new one, he proclaiming himself to be the strongest with the Demon Lord title. And here it is. It gets a little bit more interesting with Hikaru. I'm kind of just like trying to get the words out of my mouth. But anyways, I'm bringing over that and his buddy because there's actually some interesting stuff that I want to point out. So, Ichibanboshi Hikaru, that last name, that is a B, right? I'm not like losing my mind. Anyways, Buddy, Great Dragon of Genesis, Big Bang Dragon, and deck I am Hikaru, so got the deck name too. So he loves to stand out in a crowd, and he's a junior high student working as a model. So I believe that makes him younger than Yuga. I don't remember what grade Yuga's in. Something in like a middle school or something, but it's different for Japan. Anyways, I believe he's probably around the same age or maybe a senior. Anyways, it's nonsense to get into buddy fight in this era, so that's kind of like his mindset, and he changes, and he also pulls a really strong buddy out of nowhere, and he loves to add lots of poses, and that just instantly makes me think of JoJo references in the light novel or manga, which we'll check later. And unique way of speaking to make himself shine. He stays in a bento shop owned by his mother, and his birthday is the 7th of July. So interesting that they're bringing back birth dates for buddy fight characters. Okay, Great Dragon of Genesis, Big Man Dragon. So his buddy is Hikaru, a monster that became Hikaru's buddy after opening a pack. Even though he cannot speak with humans directly, he can still communicate with telepathy. So I believe there are other buddy fight buddies that could do this. I don't remember which one specifically. Interesting stuff is they're mentioning attributes here. So the ancestor of Dragon Chief Emperor and Max Dragon. So he was originally one Great Dragon, but he decided to split his body into 3 parts for more advantage during battle. And if the left and right hand touches each other, a big bang will just occur. So he can recreate universes. He's just a deity. He's just that good. So yeah, really interesting to see that they're referencing those 2 specific attributes. It's kind of cool. Dragon Chief Emperor, I guess, got something in Thunder Emperor versus Chaos. Max Dragons are still relevant in the meta. Like, they're just good. And so, yeah, really cool to see that ancient world reference. So, yeah, we actually have lore for buddy fights, some background. And apparently he's also from an online novel, which, I don't know. And will that ever come to English? Who knows? Anyways, so it's a side story online novel that will feature Hikaru. The story tells about how he became the model buddy fighter champion after defeating his mentor, Hikaru Egaha, in the finals, the Guardians person from Triple D. And now he's aiming to win against the current Japan Championship Yuga, so we're going to get another tournament arc. But again, I don't want to say anything because it is anime art, obviously, but that just depends on what illustrators they get. But, it mentions a light novel. I keep saying light novel, just an online novel. So, again, we don't know when the Ace manga is returning, but we do have Alec and Kay and all these other characters. So, we know they're going to get more development throughout the manga, and the manga eventually will translate over to anime when the anime does return. So, that's likely going to happen. I don't want to say it will be, because, again, we don't know. But yeah, this is Agaha, the person with the snake guardian, and yeah, Triple D. No one remembers her, let's be real. Anyways, moving on, we have Alec and his Legend Dragons right here. Now, there's no accent, and it's not Legion, so it's not Legion like from Vanguard. So, excuse me if I just completely destroy the name. Like, I'm trying to think of what to say for the name, and then I just completely mess it up. But anyways, it is a new double buddy. So we have Flame Deity, Magma Horse, and of course the Ice Deity, Freezer Horse. So it's kind of like the, I don't know, dual sides, whatever you want to call it. And they also have the dragod attribute, which is very interesting, and water and fire. So yeah, we actually got, attributes just crammed there right there. Anyways, here's the new double buddy mechanic. So 2 gauge, double buddy call. When this card is buddy call Flame, TD, Magma, Horus from your hand without paying its call cost. So yeah, we actually have a new mechanic that utilizes the buddy zone. I know it's pretty crazy. People are like, oh my gosh, we're actually using the buddy zone in buddy fight. Why haven't we been doing this since like it took us how many seasons? 6 seasons. I mean, there was Hyakugen Yamigeto, and there was like the buddy proxies from like set 1 and 2 in like the first buddy fight season. But this is the first time we actually have like a deck that's somewhat centered basically around buddy calling. So that's really cool. And there are also other effects that we'll look at later that says stand all legend dragons in your buddy zone, or just stand all legend dragons in the buddy zone. So you can basically reuse that buddy call and keep gaining that 2 life over and over and over, which is pretty assuming. So I'm assuming that's how it's going to work. Like, Hyakugen Yamigeto mentioned specifically in Evil Deity that it was still treated as one monster. It doesn't here, and I'm assuming we're going to get rulings eventually when Set 5 comes out, but I'm assuming that's how it works for now. You know, you do a double buddy call, you're gaining 2 life, so pretty good. And of course it has the complete immunity for all Dragod and King cards on your field. So you have to think that the Legion Dragon attributes, or Legend Dragon attribute, isn't covered here, but it's still covering your item, which is a king attribute, and itself and Horus, which is really good. So cannot be destroyed or returned hand by opponent's card effect, so free immunity is just really good. And you also have Blazer right here. So 2 gauge, again, you got the double buddy gift. When this card is sealed by the effect of Ice Deity, Freezer, Horus, so obviously you're calling Ice Deity first, destroy up to 2 cards on your opponent's field and draw 2 cards at the start of your attack phase. If you have an Ice Deity, Freezer, Horus on your field for this turn, all size 1 dragon on your field get triple attack. So first off, the destruction may not be as relevant, but that free draw 2 is really good, especially when you can use that twice. Like, it's just by enter, so but again, whenever you're calling him, you definitely want a buddy call, because then you're getting the free gain life draw 2, and they have a good amount of effects from what we've seen from the limited cards from Koro that you are going to be able to easily just reset your buddy zone. So remember, when you buddy call, you put it sideways just to show that it's in a rest position supposedly, and you basically bring them out, and then you get the 1 life when it properly enters. There's a whole like ruling and stage before that, but anyways, you're basically getting the gain 2 life, pop 2 cards, draw 2 cards every time you call both of them together. Granted, loyalty is still a thing, and it can block one of the calls. For example, let's say you haven't done any calls this turn, you call Freezer, then Flame, then use the effect to bounce them back to your hand, which is a spell we'll look at later, and then do it again. If they do actually do it, actually no, it's still resolved. Anyways, loyalty is like a headache, and like you probably have to ask someone else for that, but yeah, basically I'm saying their calls can still be blocked, but the formation and based off the wording of the cards is item and Magma and Freezer on your left and right. So I don't want to get into loyalty things because that's just going to confuse me. Anyways, moving on, Legion Dragons look really cool. Legion Dragons, I keep saying Legion Dragons, and Double Buddy is also pretty cool. So we got a spell right here, Wrote at the King, Owl. So again, maybe his name will change when we go to English, but right now it's still Alec. So maybe he'll be Alm, or I don't know, something. Maybe I'll change somehow. Anyways, you only cast this card during the attack phase. So again, it can be during either player, so it doesn't specify. And cast cost, pay 2 life, counter, return up to 1 size 1 Legend Dragon on your field to your hand. They call up to 2 size 1 Legend Dragons for your hand without paying its call cost. You only cast Road of King Alcest once returned. So again, reusing that buddy call zone during either player's turn. So, you know, gain 2 life, draw 2 during both players' turn, which is just really good. And being able to bounce them back to your hand, so if they would both be destroyed or you're really desperate, you can just get them straight out of there and bring them back. So, yeah, pretty nice. So, get rid of the targets. Moving on to this spell right here, Owl Coronation. Choosing these one of the following 2, you only cast Owl Coronation once returned. So put to 1 king item for your deck into your hand and shuffle your deck. Put up to 1 Legion Dragons monster from different names in your drop zone into your hand. If you put 2, drop a hand card. So in case you can't tell, Legend World, kind of similar to Ninjas, have a lot of drop effects. So you can drop Owlwiddle and the other secret card I'll look at later to get a lot of good effects for you. Instead of always having the negative drop, because obviously you want to have a lot of hand cards, and when a lot of stuff requires you to drop a hand card, you want to have something to replace it. So obviously we are getting Owlwiddle reprint. It doesn't say specifically, but it's pretty obvious because the trial deck for Owl, I'm just going to call him Owl from now on because that's what the translation is from the Koro card. But basically, Owl's trial deck says that it's going to get a lot of good reprints for new players. So I'm assuming, I believe it's called Igniguard, the Scar Draw 2. Of course, Owlwiddle, because Owlwiddle's like a staple in basically every Legend World deck now. I can't really think of anything else off the bat of my head. Maybe the spell null, but the spell null is kind of, I don't know. Anyways, there's also symbol guard, 1 gauge draw 2, but you have to be a 6 life or less. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool to get that. And again, drop hand card is really nice too, and obviously having item searcher is nice too. We also have this spell right here, Tijumao. So stand all Legion Dragons in your, Legend Dragons in your buddy zone. But it's the 2 monsters, dragod and Legend Dragons with different names from your deck into your hand. If you go 2, drop a hand card. So you're getting a free search. So you use this with Albedo. You already got 3 cards in your hand, and you get extra gauge because, you know, Albedo gets you get the gauge and draw. So having a searcher for both the item and the 2 fire and freezer Horus is really good. So first out the deck has searchers. I mean, it's ace arrow. You don't have a searcher, your deck is kind of dead. But I mean, hey, it's really good. And of course, the extra drop a hand card means you can drop Albedo or this card right here. So from the secret pack. So actually, we don't really know if it's in the secret pack. Buddy Spoiler put that as that for now, I believe, last time I checked. But again, things can change. Anyways, when you cast spells with shield in this card name, it cannot be nullified. When this card dropped from your hand cards by card effects, stand all Lycan Dragon in your buddy zone. So again, reusing that buddy call, because again, if they're rest, you can't buddy call. You gotta stand them first. So it's really interesting that we finally have interactions with buddy zone, as I said earlier. So yeah, gain 2 life, draw 2, pop 2 cards, easy. And again, this is the card that's usually going to help you do that. Maybe they'll get an impact or something else that helps them do it again out of attack phase. But that's what it looks like for now. And of course, we have the items. So, Hieratic Throne. So, quick cross, pay 1 gauge. If a dragon on your field would leave the field, you can send this card to your Jocelyn. If you do, that card remains on the field. So solid card, because this stops Brawl Zeus and Vanity's drop effects, which is really good. And you already have complete immunity with Freezer, which is good. And acts Restless card. If you do look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put it to 1 Legion Dragons from among them into your hand, and put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's technically deck thinning, but you're not removing cards from the deck into your hand, but it's still being able to sort through and be like, okay, I'm gonna take this card in hand, I can put the rest in the bottom. So it doesn't say Legend Dragon attribute, so it specifies monsters, so you can't grab a spell or item off it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's still really good. And because it has King in its attribute, the item is going to be protected by Freezer Horus's effect. So I don't want to make the video too much longer. Oh yeah, there's also this, which you have to talk about. Retainer Shield. It's basically a better shield, because it's only 1 life, but you could nullify attack and you drop a hand card and reuse it again by basically getting it back to your hand. So, I mean, it can be nullified, but still, like, if you have a ton of owls in your hand, you can just reuse this over and over and over. So, that's definitely interesting. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, the deck looks really fun. We finally have the double buddy mechanic. BFA is going to have to add that again, so we can actually have 2 buddies in there. I still can't play Hyaking and Yamagero, unfortunately, on BFA. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into playing more buddy fight, because I haven't really been doing that too much recently. And also, this deck looks really solid as well. Just good searchers, good effects, and it looks like a ton of fun. So again, we'll have to wait to see more. But I mean, it's an ace deck. Alec, as a rival to Yuga, or I'm just going to call him Al for now, is definitely going to be getting good resource cards, because, you know, he's a main character. So it's going to happen. Also really interesting to see what's happening with Hikaru here and his side story. And, you know, actually having characters from before, like Agaha, and previous characters like, what's his name, Kaido with Dragon Chief Emperor being referenced. So that's pretty cool as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I stumbled on things a bit here and there. So, you know, Legion Dragons, Legend Dragons. There's no accent too. And I tried to zoom in and check, but I'm not really seeing anything. And again, things change. It's just really awkward to me to say. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you think. Also, the card art mergers. I completely forgot to mention that. You probably just saw it in the thumbnail anyways. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later next buddy.